Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good
Morning.
morning, everybody. Yeah, welcome back to the show. This is episode 430 of the two Dum Yinzers. Good morning, fellas. How you doing today?
Doing great. I don't know how about everyone else, but I'm flying high, living the dream, baby.
It's hump day. It's hump day, Derpy. How you doing, man?
Yes, I'm doing good. Doing
Good.
good.
I'm done.
Super. We got some things going on today, guys. Of course, we have it's a special episode. We have guests on today. We will get into that more shortly. Also, Mike, the Pittsburgh Penguins, they involved in a trade yesterday. I'm going to talk to you about this because I'm not real sure about too much about these players. It looks like a lot of this is going to be guys that are going to continue to be in the minor league systems of the Penguins, Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, and the Wheeling Nailers. I'll get into that in just a moment. Also, we'll get into some more of the Steelers injury list. Guys who look like they're going to be playing this week, guys who look like they're not, guys who look like they're going to be starting on the depth chart. So we're going to be getting into all this stuff today. But first, how you guys doing, Mike? Hey, it's Wednesday. We have a big interview today, guys. Today we have actors and actresses, I guess you would say. You can't call them. It's not just actors, is it? You
You
can't
can do
say.
actor. It's become like if you're actors has become gender neutral when you're talking about a group of actors, and then actress when you're talking about the female actor. They
Okay,
become actress, actor, actors as all in one.
all right.
Yeah, I think that's the way the nomenclature has changed everything.
So
'Cause language is always changing, and I hate it.
we have a few of the actors from the movie The Carver
Performers
House, which is premiering
tonight.
tonight in Oakmont. It's going to be down at the Oaks Theater at 310 Allegheny River Boulevard in Oakmont. Get down there 7 o'clock tonight. From 7 to 10, there's going to be a premiere party. You could hang out with all the actors and actresses,
The cast.
the cast. Um, So get down there tonight, guys. Again, this is the Carver House. This movie, some of these actors and actresses we've had on before on the show. We talked about the Carver House, and I think Mike, it was really early in the stages of producing this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the guys back on to talk about it a little bit before the big premiere, which is tonight. So we'll get into that here shortly. Give you their website information. Um, you guys, did you check out the trailer, Mike?
I did. I
What do you
did.
think?
I liked it.
Yeah,
It's, you know,
I can't. I can't wait. I can't wait to see
yeah,
it.
it's, how do I want to say this? Like, it's a independent movie. This is what
You're
it's
right.
going to look like.
Right.
Don't go in thinking, a Hollywood level production. No, it's an independent movie production. It's still a nice looking production.
I know a lot of
And
people like these
and
indie
it's like a
movies.
psychological type thriller type horror. It's not the hack and slasher one. So
Yeah.
if you like the more suspenseful one, this is going to be up your alley. That's how I like my horror movies anymore. The blood and
Yeah.
guts ones, they're played out for me. I like the more suspenseful. That's what this looks like. I don't want to, how like the Blair Witch was, suspenseful. It's kind of what this one is. The
Yeah.
vibes given, not like a Blair Witch vibe, but that suspense type vibe.
Derby, do you like scary movies?
Um, Not really,
You have a
but
Derby
uh
never likes anything that we like.
Derby, do
You
you
ever
like
notice
anything? Do
that?
you have any interests,
Derby is
Derby?
a hater. People want to say I'm a hater. I think Derby's a hater.
I think
We're gonna
psychologic thrillers though is up my alley more than the horror stuff.
Yeah. Uh Over to the Penguins a little bit, guys. Let's get into these sports for just a couple minutes because again, we're gonna be rushing along. We do have the interview. Mike, this Pens trade yesterday with Vancouver with the Canucks. The Penguins get Jack Rathbone, and Kirill Plasik in exchange for Mark Friedman and Ty Glover. I don't know where Ty Glover and Mark Friedman are on this team, but as of yesterday, they got traded to the Vancouver Canucks. Is what I have from what I've seen reported. It looks like Jack Rathbone is going to be going to Wilkes-Barre Scranton, and Carol Plasik is going to be heading to the Wheeling Nailers. Mike, do you know anything about any of these players in this trade?
Not a whole lot. I saw Friedman. He was one of Hextall's signings, so we're
Mm,
still in the process of purging all of his signings. Um, he was in the last year of a 2-year contract. He counted like what $700,000 against the cap, so that's off the book. So that's good right there. What's these guys? So they're these young guys. Rathbone. Who was it? So I saw right here. Yeah, he was a 4th-round pick in 2007. He's bounced around the past 4 years between the NHL and the AHL. Like none of these guys, you're going to see them up right away.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just see one of these big graphic makeups on Twitter, and it has like
Yep.
arrows pointing to this team and arrows pointing to that team.
Because I saw it come up yesterday, and I looked through. I'm like, there's nothing really exciting there other than Mark Friedman. He's gone.
Yeah.
He was a right-handed defenseman, which I don't think we have a lot of, but
I thought I recognized his name.
He's nothing. Nothing was lost, and I don't think a lot was gained either in the short term. In long term, we'll see how some of these younger guys see how they pan out.
Mike, tonight the Penguins they traveled to Detroit. They're going to be playing the Detroit Red Wings tonight at 7:30 in Game 4 of 82. What's your thoughts on this game?
Who are we playing?
Detroit
again. Detroit. Oh my God! How come I thought this game was already played?
You know what? I did too. Yesterday, well, it was wild because yesterday I was like, tomorrow we play the Detroit Red Wings, and I seen something yesterday. And it was like it indicated that they played yesterday.
Yeah,
it was on Twitter, and I thought, well, that ain't right. They play tomorrow, and I looked, and it was today, and so I for a moment thought that it was already played as well. But Detroit, Pittsburgh, Mike.
Like I said the other day, get the wins now. Detroit has some good players, but Detroit hasn't been good for the past couple of seasons. So let's stack some wins now,
which is wild to see. It's like when the Cardinals are no good, it's just so weird to see it. In baseball.
Yeah,
the Detroit Red Wings are no good. What?
Yeah, I think we should win this one. It's going to be. It's just one of those. To me, it's a trap game. One where we can lose, but the way Malcolm Crosby and Gensel are all playing right now, and Rusty's playing well. Our stars are playing well, so that gives us a good chance. We should go in and just dominate this win. We should dominate them. And right now, we're no longer tied for first because Carolina ended up playing the other night and won. They played 4. They're 3-1. We're 2-1. Get back into first place because the Metro is going to be tight this year. Carolina, between the Carolina, Islanders, Penguins, Rangers, it's going to be a tight race.
What's your prediction for the score tonight?
Let's go. I'm going to say the Penguins are going to have a blowout game here. I'm going to go 6-2.
6-2 Penguins. It's so wild with this Jarry. No matter who you listen to, you could get two totally different thoughts on Tristan Jarry. On one hand, as we mentioned the other day, he's only third. What is he, third all time on the?
Yeah, third all time in Penn's wins.
In Penn's history. Playing a goalie, Jarry is third all time ahead of the likes of Matt Murray and Kenny Reggett and guys like this. But on the other hand, you hear people, this guy stinks. He's no good. We're gonna have to if we're gonna want to be a good team, we're gonna have to get a different goalie. And I know the easy answer. The answer is the guy he faces a lot of injury issues, but besides for that, he plays pretty good hockey. He's a really a pretty good goalie. Mike, what's the answer? What's the resolve to this?
Well, we signed him to that long contract, so he's going to be the guy.
And do you think he? I mean, what do you think though? I mean, is he going to be able to get us to the is he capable of winning a Stanley Cup? Is he capable of staying injury free long enough? And if he's not, what was the sense of signing the guy to a big contract if we haven't seen that he can stay healthy for periods of time?
I think the reason we signed him is like the goalie market, there was nothing out there. There was no one to really go after, no one to bid on, and not even, let alone 2 or 3. There wasn't even one really marquee goalie out there that we could have afforded and get. So he's here. We know what he can do, and I think if he can stay healthy, he can win you a Stanley Cup. I'm looking at 118 wins, 61 losses in his career. That's not a bad ratio. Goals against average 2.64, save percentage 914.
realistically, do you think that
those are really good, solid starting goalie numbers, but like it's being able to stay healthy is his
it's the
issue.
realistic part? Is it
Yeah.
realistic that to think that this kid can get us through that, that gauntlet?
Yeah, I just don't think he can stay healthy.
And the wild thing is, Mike, I mean, even when Fleury was winning the Stanley Cup, Matt Murray was there to
Yeah,
help.
it was like
When Matt Murray was winning the
Fleury got
Stanley
us.
Cup,
Yeah.
Fleury was there to help.
Uh-huh.
It just seems like what's it going to take? It's a tough. And I always say this, and I don't know if people even understand how much I mean when I say this, but if you sit there and you choose your team, which we do with the Penguins, and you watch them go the whole way through the process and win a Stanley Cup from beginning to end, you watch all the games, you understand then how difficult
Yeah.
it is to win a Stanley Cup.
It's pretty difficult.
It's extremely difficult. There's so many trials, so many tribute. There's just so much you got to do. And I mean, maybe Mike, we have to maybe get a backup goalie that we're confident with.
Yeah.
To where we could, go into the playoffs and say, okay, well, we're gonna have to, use our other goalie a couple other nights. Maybe Tristan Jarry gets knocked out for a week, a couple, whatever. But it seems like that's going to kind of be something moving forward here, is just trying to figure out this goalie situation if we are going to want to make that run into the playoffs. And we don't know how much longer Sidney Crosby has on the table. It seems like these guys could still play for a few more years. They're playing great. I mean, as of right now, but we'll look and see how they're playing down the stretch after 82 game season. But it seems to me, Mike, this goalie situation, it's still up in the air with people. Some people think that we have a great situation. Other people think that hey, we still have a goalie situation here.
Yeah, I think we do need to get a better backup because we've seen him fall apart. Not fall apart, but get injuries. And we saw, Fleury and Murray. We needed Fleury to get us to the playoffs. Murray closed it out that first year. Last year, Fleury won us a big series. Murray came in, finished it out.
Something to see.
We even saw it back in the day. Frankie Pietrangelo against the Devils made the save. Kenny Reagan coming in, helping out Tom Barrasso at times. So it takes, we seen it play out in Penguin history. You need that solid backup to come in and help out. And we see it all throughout the NHL, man. Sometimes that number one goes down for an injury or just bad play, and you get that backup in there that can steal a game here and there throughout the regular season, steal a game or even a series in the playoffs until your starter gets back. I think that's what we're going to need. We're going to need better goaltending depth at this point. But where we're going to find it, who we're going to find it, it's still fluctuating.
Great. I mean, I'm talking top 5 goalie all time history for a great Marc-Andre Fleury to win a cup. It was difficult.
It took a team effort. It took a whole goalie effort. Backup goalie in him.
Look at Marty Brodeur all those years for the Devils. I mean, as good as he was, they didn't blow through the playoffs by any means all those years. I think they won only 1 or 2 cups in his time there.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
And I just want to know, is this the guy? Is this the guy
I
that's
think
going
he
to get
can
us
do
there?
it. I think he can do it. He's shown the flashes of where he can be a top 5, top 10 goalie in this league. He had that great year where he made the All-Star game, but they gets injured after it. For me, it's just him staying healthy. And that's where, like, once he starts to get hurt, that's where he loses the mental aspect of his game. When he's not injured, he's mentally sharp, but when he gets that injury and comes back, it takes a while for him to get that edge back, to get that mental edge back. So I'm okay with him being our goalie. We know what we have. Like I said, look at his record: 118 wins, 61 losses. That's not a bad ratio. That's a 2-to-1 ratio. I will take that.
I don't understand. What is the guy made of glass? What's it?
That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. He hasn't played. The most games he's ever played were 58 games back in 21-22. After that, 47, 39, 33. Not a lot of games. We play 82 games. He's not even playing in half of them, in half the seasons. So
Penguins' last appearance they made to the Stanley Cup Finals was 2017. The last time Detroit was there was against the Penguins in 2009. Both of these teams they want to get back, Mike. They want to get back. Let's hop over to the field, to the gridiron. James Daniels, Dan Moore Jr., Pat Fryermuth, DeMarvin Leal, and Presley Harvin are all expected to play Sunday.
Good.
I like the fact that we had a chance to get healthy. The a couple of things I do want to talk about here with the Steelers. The depth chart still has Dan Moore listed ahead. It's starting left tackle ahead of Broderick Jones. Both Levi Wallace and Patrick Peterson are listed ahead of Joey Porter at cornerback. What do you think about all this news, Mike?
Well, Dan Moore and Broderick Jones both have said they have not been told who's starting. So, little gamesmanship, maybe to see, playing little mind games out and against the Rams, or they've told these guys who's starting and they don't want anyone to just say until game time, or they really don't know. Tomlin even said in his press conference, the rookies that keep, they play, they're getting closer and closer to taking over those starting roles. So why not do it now after the bye? This is the time.
I
we've
agree.
seen Tomlin teams after the bye. This is when they play their best. So why not put them out there? Now I can kind of
it isn't like these other guys are
world beaters,
right? They're not jumping off the page here. I mean, by any means.
If we didn't have Broderick Jones, I'd be 100% behind keeping Dan Moore at left tackle. But we have Broderick Jones. Put him there. Slide Dan Moore over to right tackle and kick Chooks off the line, because I'm tired of seeing false starts and holds all the time.
Yeah.
I'm tired of seeing Pat Pete and Levi Wallace get burnt. Put Porter out there. We're gonna release Desmond King. So that to me, that tells me he only played one defensive snap and he couldn't make a tackle for a loss. So that's no big loss there. This guy's been cut, 3 or 4 times throughout the league. So it's not like we're losing a world beater right there.
His deal is, why does he keep getting cut? He was such a there was such high hopes about Desmond King whenever he first came over to the Steelers. Everybody was really excited. A lot of people were talking.
We saw production out of him, but he just, outside of one pretty good season, he just hasn't been able to keep it together. He hasn't been able to get back onto the field. I don't know. I think maybe his problem with the Steelers is he came in so late into the preseason, trying to jump aboard that moving train and just never got acclimated to it. That happens. But I don't know. I thought he would have been playing more. Yeah. I thought it was a really good signing, but you know what? It didn't pan out.
Yet Gunnar Olszewski is still on this team.
Hey, there's still moves to be made, man. We still got to make room for Deontay and for
this season's just been a
for
bunch
the running back.
Well, we didn't talk. Have you noticed that? It's a bunch. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. We're gonna make changes. Things are gonna get better. And the things that they did, and then people get excited. It's a bunch of talk. They get satisfied by these sayings that the coaches are saying. And then you find out the next day that the big change is a guy that got drafted late for the Colts gets traded to the Steelers, who's probably never even going to play here. He's going to get traded out. It's a bunch of talk. When is things going to start getting better, Mike? I think people are getting frustrated because we're okay. We're listening to you. We're taking your word, but things aren't really getting better in a sense. Again, this is the same exact team that we've seen last year. We could say, all right, well, let's see how they play after the break. But what's it going to be after that? Let's see how they're playing in December. And what's it going to be after that? I think at some point we have to start getting results here.
Hey, we won, man. After we put on some pads in practice, we changed practice, we go and we dominate the Ravens. We won. We dominated the Ravens. We won. We had change and we won.
Every number on that game sheet says that we lost, but we won that game.
Hey, the only thing that matters is that W. Doesn't matter how bad.
I'm just saying we certainly didn't dominate.
Our quarterback made
what you
the
were
play
saying
when he needed to. That was it. Our defense made the stop.
And the MVP didn't.
And that's what happens,
Yeah.
We're lucky they dropped.
I mean, in all seriousness, I mean that's we're going to chase our tails for hours with that.
But here's the thing,
at what point are things going to start getting better in the areas that we hope? Again,
I don't know.
At some point, you got to get these first. You got to get them playing. If Dan Moore was great and he's not, let's just say even if he was 100% healthy and he's not, he still could be starting over Broderick Jones, who is your number one, who we're almost halfway through the season, a third of the way through. At some point, this guy's got to get, he's got to be battle tested. He's got to play in the NFL and he's got to learn how to be an NFL tackle. I mean, people might say that he's still learning the ins, the outs. But on the other hand, how much more do you got to teach the guy that's played football his whole life? At some point, I mean, does the guy just start picking it up? If that's the case, I don't know, but at some point, these kids got to get in there. They're your
Yeah.
high draft picks. They're the guys you pick to improve your team.
Mm-hmm.
And or is it premature that we're giving them too much crap and we want to see these guys and they're not ready?
That could be it.
I think it kind of falls somewhere in between both of those things.
Yeah. And also another fact to put in, like college football, they play 12 games. The pros, they're playing 17 plus the preseason. Are they managing, doing what they can so they don't hit that proverbial rookie wall and fall off in the second half and lose confidence? Bring them in slow and then let them finish out strong. That could be a part of it too, is like managing reps. But also at the same time, like you're saying, if we draft these guys in the first round, draft them early in the second round, to be
They should be
starters,
playing.
they should be out there playing. Patrick Peterson even said
Absolutely.
he's willing to do what he has to do to get Joey Porter Jr. on the field. Whether that means playing inside, taking reduced reps, he's willing to do what he can to help the team that way. So it's not like the guys in front of them are being selfish. Even Dan Moore, he always has nothing but positive things to say about Broderick Jones. So it's not like the vets are trying to, pull a power play with the coach to keep the young guys out. I just think it might be the coaches not wanting to maybe put too much on the players right now. But at some point, push comes to shove, they're going to have to go out there. And I would like to see them early go out there and learn the mistakes. But if they're learning the mistakes in practice, learning the mistakes with limited reps that they're getting and learning that way, and then put them in halfway through the season and they play lights out, and they put us in and we're still
I'm
in a
sure they
good
play
position
lights
to
out.
make
They'll
the
stick the other
playoffs.
guys back in.
It's true, yeah. But the thing is, are they going to go out there and make two mistakes and they're going to bench them again? And that's what I'm worried about.
You got to let them make mistakes. They got to be out there
You
making
got to.
mistakes. That's how you get better.
That's how like a lot, Chooks learned on the job. Dan Moore's learned on the job. Why not let Roger Jones? He's not that much, him coming out of college, he's already at or above their level anyway.
Right. He played at Georgia. I mean, he's better than some of these other guys you would assume. Mike, also, as Mike mentioned earlier, the Steelers are going to be releasing Desmond King here very shortly if they haven't already. And they're also expected to sign cornerback Darius Rush from the Kansas City practice squad. He was drafted by the Colts a few years back. Made his way around the league a little bit by way of practice squad, but the Steelers are expected to sign cornerback Darius Rush from Kansas City. Mike, you know anything about Darius Rush?
He's another tall, physical corner, lanky, that the Steelers are going toward. He fits that. He has like the same measurables as Joey Porter Jr. and Corey Trice. So it's looking like that's what they're looking for. I don't expect him to play much other than special teams.
More irrelevant moves by this team.
Hey, Desmond King wasn't doing much anyway, so might as well. And
That's what
you
I'm
get him in
saying,
here. This is
of
like
it.
a move for the future too. Get this guy in here, and hey, right now there's not much you can do unless you're making
Never
a
about
big
the
ball.
now with this.
No, Art Rooney and Bob Nunning.
This
They're the
is a
same.
reoccurring theme in Pittsburgh, I guess.
Same.
It's always about the future, but the future never gets better.
Future now,
The future always becomes now, and the now is just
kicking the can down the road for another year, man.
Yeah.
Never know. He might come in and ball out. You never know.
It feels like the Penguins are the only team to try. It really does. The Penguins, and even when Ron Hextall was in there, just dismantling the team.
Hey,
the
Steelers spent a lot of money this offseason to try and win, but
I know
that's they always go out and think they make moves, and to them they're making the right moves to make the team better. So
and
at least they're trying.
us, we thought they were making the right moves too. It wasn't like preseason and everything leading into the season. I think that we all felt that there was going to be an improvement, and there probably is going to be an improvement. Let me tell you, I wouldn't be surprised to see this team win a 10th game this year if they replicate what they did last year and play similar to what they did down the road. They shouldn't lose. They should lose 8 games, but you never know. Mike,
because real quick, we saw what this team was able to do down the stretch. You know,
Yeah,
they weren't lighting it up, but like I said,
they're finding ways to
Kenny
put W's up.
and Canada, they came into a rhythm at the end of last year. He was trusting him more. That line was playing better. The run game was better. I I just don't get it. Where's the disconnect?
They could win 8, 9, or 10 games.
Yeah, and they can lose like, and they can at worst, yeah, their best case is 8, 9, 10 wins. Worst case, 7 to 6 wins.
You know,
It can go either way with this team. It's
and a 10-7 record and a playoff entry. I mean, I guess we have to chalk that up as a success and stop being
yeah,
what are we? We're spoiled. We have to stop being spoiled and appreciate the fact that this team can get
yeah,
in. But of course, at what point do we move on beyond that? Again,
yeah.
I said last week that TJ Watt came in the league at 22. He's 29. This team hasn't won a playoff game while he's been on the team. So at what point is the now going to be what
Yeah.
matters? Mike, we do got to move on. A lot of exciting games this week. I do got to say that Raven and Detroit Lions game is going to be one that I am going to keep my eye on, not only because it is a Pittsburgh, it matters to the Steelers, but you know what? That Detroit team and this Ravens team, it's going to tell a lot about Detroit. And I think, and don't get me wrong, I think the Detroit has already told a lot about their story this year, but this is just going to be another chapter. I think it's going to be a fun game to watch, and I like to see how this one plays out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one too. That's going to be a damn good game. You have two psycho coaches, Harbaugh and Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
That's part of the sideshow.
Yeah, you gotta like what this Detroit team's doing. There's nobody that I'm talking to that's not excited, that's a football fan that's not excited about these Detroit Lions. So, and it's not just this thing like, well, this team's doing okay. They're winning. Let's see what they do next. They built this team to be good. They built this team to be a championship team. So, and you're seeing the work, the fruit of their labor, and it's nice to see. And as I said, we're searching for that fruit here in Pittsburgh, but we're getting to really see it play out in Detroit, which is really fun because this team never won it. They never. They've never even been to a Super Bowl. If the Steelers don't get in, I would be totally fine with this Detroit Lion team winning the championship.
Yeah, I can't even remember the last time they made the playoffs.
92 or 93.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. So that's a drought.
You know what? Today, I know. Listen, I don't remember if they got in the early 2000s and the last time before that was in 92, 93, or the last time was in 92, 93. But I know in the early 90s that they got in, and that was the last time at one point. Whether it's been 30 years since they've been in or that was the last, I'm not sure. You can look into that, people. But we do have our guests coming up here shortly, Mike. These are actors and actresses from the Carver House. This movie will be premiering tonight down in Oakmont, everybody, at the Oaks Theater at 310 Allegheny River Boulevard in Oakmont. Get online today, go on YouTube, also on some of the posts we've had on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You could follow the link there to check out the trailer for the movie, The Carver House. Also, their website. I think this is just overall general people that make it. I think is what is it, like www.sicktastic.com.
Yep.
Where it would be C's, it's K's, SIKTASTIK.com. Go check it out. They got merchandise, all kind of information about the movie, the actors, and such. Again, today we have a few of the people coming on. They're going to be telling us about the production of the movie. They're going to be talking about their experience of the movie and give us a little bit of a take on what it is that we're going to be seeing. And again, if you get down to Oaks Theater in Oakmont tonight, 7:00, they're all going to be down there. You could hang out the actors, the actresses. It's going to be a premiere party is what they're calling it, Mike. So really excited about this. I can't wait to see this movie.
Go check it out.
Derpy, Mike, anything before we get ready to switch over to the interview?
Oh God, no, I'm pumped for the interview. Go check out the movie. God, I can't wait for Sunday. I'm ready for Steeler football. A week without Steeler football, I got the shakes.
All right.
I got the shakes. I'm ready for football.
Derpy. Football.
Football.
Yep.
All right. I'm thinking football
Let's get
too.
this interview going.
What's that?
Let's get this interview going.
Yeah, man. Let's get this interview. But we do it's you get that withdrawal from football. You got to go that extra week. So I'm excited too. But right now I'm thinking horror slasher indie flick, guys. The Carver House. interview coming right up. I'm going to do a little bit of magic, a little bit of Hollywood myself here, Mike. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go, I dream a genie. I'm going to make it happen. And when I do, Derpy will be gone and there will be actors talking to us.
That's what I like to see. Actors are not Derpy. Messing with you, Derpy. Messing with you, buddy.
Yeah, you too. All right. So, hey, if that's it for you guys, I'm going to show you my trick. You ready for this, Derpy?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Here we go. Welcome back, everybody. Yeah, welcome back to the Two Dum Yinzers. This is the second segment of the show today. This is a very special episode. As we mentioned earlier, we have some very special guests on. We had three scheduled to come in, but two of the actors that we had scheduled to come in, with the two that were able to make it, are right here with us. Dawn, Lori, and also Jerry. Jerry, pronounce your last name for me, sir.
Pietrella.
Okay, just like it looks.
Somewhat.
Super. So we'll welcome you, Jerry. Dawn, of course, Dawn has been on the show before. As a matter of fact, she has many endeavors going on. She's an actor, she's a model, she's a paranormal investigator, also a tarot card reader. I can imagine. And if you remember the last interview with Dawn, there was a lot of spiritual things going on in her life, just all the way back to childhood, being able to see things and detect presence of, disembodied kind of thing. So it's very, very awesome to have you back, Dawn. Very great to meet you, Jerry. We do welcome you to the Two Dum Yinzers show.
Likewise.
So today what we're going to talk about a little bit, guys, is this is big news. This is real big news. This evening, I'm all thrown off this week, but this evening at the Oaks Theater. Am I saying that correct, Dawn?
Yes.
The Oaks Theater tonight, we have it's a premiere for the movie, The Carver House. Now, The Carver House, you recall, if I'm remembering right, this is what you were working on the last time I talked to you, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Jerry, have you been involved the whole time as well?
For the movie The Carver House?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I was in that too. Yes.
Okay, awesome. So that is the movie we're promoting, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Just by the language that Jerry used, all right, threw me off a little bit. But
Jerry's character's name is my favorite character name in the movie.
What is that?
Mumpkin.
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 I like.
I was going through casting characters and everything, making sure I was right. I saw that name, and I was like, "That's perfect."
Dawn, what's your character name?
I'm Pearl Chafee. I'm one of the witches in. You could say I don't want to say the lead witch, but she's like the more experienced witch. She kind of just mothers the witches.
And the other guest that was supposed to be here, of course, is Wendy. She's a witch as well, too, isn't she?
Yes.
And what's her name? What's her name in the movie?
She is Ivy? Hazel.
Hazel. Okay. Mumpkin. I like this.
Yes.
So yes, tonight at the Oaks Theater. The Oaks Theater, guys, in Oakmont. You're going to want to get down there. What time is the start of the premiere? Does anybody have that information on hand by chance?
Yeah, it starts Wednesday, October 18th at 7 p.m.
Super. So 7 p.m. You're going to want to get down to 310 Allegheny River Boulevard in Oakmont, because we do have the premiere of The Carver House coming out tonight, Wednesday night, 7:00 p.m. But luckily, we do have these guys. I want to find out more about this movie. Dawn, how long did this thing? Because I asked you before the show, did you guys just get done? And you said we've been done for a while. They've been doing a lot of the magic, the work, putting it together. How long, all in all, Dawn, would you say that this thing was to produce from beginning to end?
Oh my! What do you say, Jerry? Like a year and a half? Yeah, I'd say. I mean, it took a while for the editing and producing.
I believe that filming began in the fall of 2021, and it lasted, I would say, maybe I'm going to guess 2 or 3 months, because that's how long I've been involved with it. And then the next year after that, it started to go into post production, and then there were a couple of a couple of various issues that kind of put things off for a while, but thankfully they didn't give up on it.
Yeah, editing took a lot of time. I didn't mean to deflect the question. It just seemed like the editing took a lot of time. But they're wonderful. Ron and Ryan are just absolutely wonderful, and they got it together. And
Correct.
How many people were involved altogether, guys? Would you say roughly? A couple dozen, 50, 100, 4?
What, a couple dozen? I'd say.
That's got to be fun. And if I'm remembering right, and it's been a long time, but if I'm remembering right, what wasn't you and Wendy complaining about it being too cold or something last
freezing.
time?
It was absolutely freezing. It was absolutely freezing. I mean,
well,
we used to sit there.
Yeah.
We used to sit there under blankets, and I know, I mean, they all laughed at us because we would sit there and we would wait for our turns with our lines, and whatever scene we were doing, we were just frozen. Our hands were frozen.
The discoloration of your skin wasn't makeup.
My goodness, my hands,
naturally
my
being
fingers
cold.
were like, yes.
That's awesome, though.
And what did I say afterwards? It was worth it,
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, where was the bulk of the filming done?
It was. Oh, please forgive me. The pickle, Jerry. What is the
I can't remember the name of. Yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but it was a secondhand thrift shop. And
Okay.
Yeah, it was an antique shop. It was in Rochester, PA, and there was like three floors, and the rumors were going. Rumor has it that the building was haunted in some way.
It was. It wasn't.
No, there's no rumors. It was.
It was haunted while you're filming a horror movie.
Yeah, no, it was.
It was a perfect place for a horror
exactly,
movie.
Yeah.
Was it that big building down by the river, or was it up more in town? Because I'm literally 3 minutes away from Rochester right now. I'm just trying to think where. Yeah, if it's because I know that they have a big, huge building down by the river.
Yeah, you're probably going to ask. You're probably going to need to ask Dawn or somebody else that because I'm not really familiar with Rochester.
Well, coincidentally, the same movie, the same place that I'm talking about was used in Kingpin with Woody and Bill Murray and all those guys. So that was kind of where I was going. I thought, geez, oh man, if these guys are making movies in the same building that them guys are, that would be really cool.
That would have been really cool. Yeah,
absolutely. Good, Mike.
Oh no, I was just gonna say because like some of the locations, like the exteriors, like that kind of looks familiar. That's why I was wondering like where it was filmed and so you said the filming took about a couple months to film.
Yeah.
Well, my involvement, I believe it took like the end of September until maybe December, but I'm just guessing for sure because
was it like shooting every day or when everyone can fit their schedules in?
It was pretty much when everybody could fit their schedules.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I know like independent movies, like my God, just like reading about them and watching interviews with other people who have done independent movies, it's like hard to get everyone's schedules all lined up. So I was just wondering if that was the experience.
Tell me about
it. Yeah, like trying to herd cats.
But
like anything, like even like here when we do something, between Ryan and I, it's like trying to herd cats. I can only imagine when it's like with the bigger roster of people.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing because, I mean, it's always a struggle. We got away from doing interviews for a while. We just kind of was doing our own thing, but we said, you know what, we have to do interviews. And a couple weeks ago, we finally did get back into doing them, and I'm excited. But you know what? It's 9 times out of 10, it's the availability, trying to get everybody on the same page for a certain period of time. And one day, it's crazy. It's wild that's the most difficult part of the whole thing. And that was one of my questions. These guys are all 9 to 5 people like we are. And now it's going to prolong the process. Obviously, you figure, this is what we're doing as our primary job, what we'd be able to bang it out because we're constantly at it, but having to fit it into our schedule isn't always easy, right?
Oh, yes.
Let me ask you this, guys. First, Jerry, have you worked in any movies in the past? Or like Dawn mentioned before, is this something that you're also involved in that's kind of new to you and you kind of grew with it? Or have you had experience doing this before?
You mean in the subject of being an actor?
Yes.
No. I've actually been been active in the independent film community since 2010, so I wasn't new
Awesome.
to it.
Awesome. Oh, that's great. Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
I was going through his credits before we started filming. The one that caught my eye: Pro Wrestlers versus Zombies.
Ooh.
I was only an extra for that
only
one.
an extra in that one. That one caught my eye. And what was it, Culture Shock?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty much just a cameo appearance.
Okay.
And yeah, Culture Shock was written and produced and directed by Eric Paul Chapman. It's a sci-fi thriller, and I don't want to tell you the whole plot of it, but it's perfect but that movie is perfect for anybody who is a fan of shows like The Twilight Zone and The Outer Limits.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
watching the trailer for that, and this is right up my alley. I was like, those were the two I really wanted to ask you about outside of the Carver House. Those two are the ones that really caught my eye.
Thank you.
Now, yeah, you've been doing this since 2010.
Yeah. But that's when that in 2010 is when I began to establish my reputation in the independent film communities. I've been acting altogether since I was 13.
Oh, wow.
So
Oh, that's
how
awesome.
how'd you get involved in the Carver House?
I saw an announcement in one of those groups on Facebook where people can post casting calls, and
Mhm.
and so I checked it out. I emailed them. I sent them my information. We scheduled a casting call. They they love I guess they love my performance, and so they asked me to play Mumpkin, and then voila.
Hey,
That's awesome. What
real quick,
yeah.
can you explain the character of Mumpkin? I'm sorry, this is I'm obsessed with the character now, just by the name alone, and just the screenshot they had for
I
you
was
in the
just
movie,
going to say,
and what you were.
I can
It's an
definitely see.
intriguing character.
I would just say I can understand why the name would make people curious about what kind of character it is. Mumpkin is a ghost who is constantly taunting a certain lady who's part of the paranormal investigation group.
Okay, yeah, because the name, the look, and the way it was in the trailer, it was a little attention grabber. I liked it. Liked your performance.
Thank
What
you.
I saw in there, I can't wait to watch the movie to see the whole thing.
I'm excited now too. I'm really
Yeah,
excited.
we're all excited.
Mhm.
Mike prefers the attention of bald men, so I'm going to go to Dawn here.
Yes, solidarity.
People with hair in
And
this
here
part
you
of the
are.
conversation. Here we
Yeah,
go. No,
solidarity.
Dawn, let me ask you here. I mentioned we talked a little bit before the show. This is the perfect time of year. You can't release something that's a horror film that's not this time of year. I think that this is great. You guys making efforts, your people, they making efforts to also get the word out there, out your guys' way. Is there any anything being done in that sense? Because I want everyone to see this now. I want everyone to know that it's coming. And I want, like I said, I think the more people that's going to see it, could do me a favor, Dawn. Explain to the people that are watching, what's the premise of this movie?
Well, first of all, to answer your first question, we're definitely working together as a team to just get everybody out as far as sharing, with our social media. The whole movie in general, I think is just, Harvey Carter is just the main character. He is just, an amazing character. And I think the collaboration of the witches and the collaboration of the paranormal team, and I think the collaboration of everybody together, and just it really is, it brings something new to the table. It brings
Okay.
something new because every horror film has that one thing, that one catch that brings you in.
Right.
And I think that this horror film definitely was the brothers really thought this out. And it just was, you have that one main character that is just, and I don't want to give too much of the movie away.
You're right.
You just have that one main character that is just that main character,
Okay.
And then you have the other ones that just play a part and just bring it in. And then you have Jerry's character, who is just out there. And,
Okay.
and that's what I mean. It's just, it all just fits in to a beautiful movie.
That's
And
what it sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, it really is something special, and it's really for this to be. I just really want people to see this because I think that they're going to be like, my goodness, like wow, they're going to be blown away. They really are.
And you guys worked your ass off. It isn't like, you
Absolutely.
came up with this idea 2 months ago, you threw some crap together, now you're putting it out there. You guys, I mean, have been into this, you've invested time and a lot of work, and it's very exciting for you guys for sure. We're excited. Like I said, I want to do as much as I can to get the word out there because I want more people to see this. Now it's going to be at the Oaks Theater. Beyond the Oaks Theater, did you say there was going to maybe be other showings beyond this? Do either of you guys know? Is it going to be at another theater next week? Is there any other plans in that way?
There should be, but the premiere at the Oaks Theater is the only viewing that I'm familiar with at the moment.
Okay,
But there should be some more viewings after
absolutely.
that.
And also, I got a chance to check out the trailer, Mike, which I'll send over to you after the show.
Oh, I already checked it out.
Oh, you checked out the trailer?
Oh yeah,
The trailer
Oh,
looks
tell us
real
your
good.
critique.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm terrible when it comes to like critiquing and summarizing someone else's work.
Here's
No,
my
I'm the
critique.
wrong guy for that, but no, I did like it. It brought me in. It puts off the vibe of like not like not a slasher horror, but like the suspense thriller type horror. That's how I felt when I was watching the trailer. And those are my kind of movies. I like the slasher, but I prefer the more suspenseful type of horror. So this is right up my alley.
Yeah.
I have a problem. Here's my problem.
Oh God, you always have a problem after I speak.
Well, no, no, that had nothing to do with you.
Oh, okay.
My problem is this: when I'm watching a trailer, I recognize Dawn and I recognize Wendy, and it plays a whole different thing. You know what I'm saying? If you caught a trailer of a show on TV or a movie on TV, it's one thing, but that's my mind. It's just how it operates. Like I'm watching this trailer and I'm thinking, oh, there's Dawn. Oh, there's Wendy. So it's hard for me to give you a fair assessment of what I thought. I think that it looks great. I think that I want to see it. I think that a lot of people should see this movie. But as far as giving you an assessment, it's hard for me to do that until I see the movie. You know what I mean? And I mentioned earlier, Dawn, not jumping off the subject here, but you mentioned that there is going to be DVDs, merchandise, things available, so the people that don't get a chance to get up to the Oaks Theater in Oakmont Wednesday night, maybe in the future, if they see the show or if they see something these guys are passing along, they'll be able to go to a website and track this stuff down.
Yeah, Ron's working really hard. I know that you can go to the Sectastic website, which is sectastic.com. You can get merchandise there. I'm sure he's working on DVDs if that's his route. Otherwise, wherever he decides to,
Right.
I'm not sure where the production's going as far as where it's going to land. I'm not in that management role.
Right.
However, you'll definitely be able to see the movie if you don't make it to the premiere. However, the merchandise itself is available on the website.
Okay, Mike, you were checking that merchandise out, right?
Yeah. There's a
Everything
couple nice
good?
shirts on there that I like. I like the one with the Carver House. Looks like a witch or something with the nose missing. Carver House is on there.
Okay.
I like that design. The Youngstown Ghost Hunters. Yes,
Okay.
all the merch is up there. I like it. I'm hooked. I can't wait for this movie now.
Jerry, are you?
I can't. It looks
Jerry,
good.
you're originally from the area.
Yeah, I've lived in southwestern PA all my life. I don't live in Pittsburgh. I mean, I was born in Pittsburgh, but I don't live in
Right.
Pittsburgh. I currently live in Delmont.
Okay. All right. Is mostly everybody that's involved? I mean, did anybody really come out of their way, or was it basically, a lot of you guys from here in Western PA? Is that pretty much how it fell into place?
I believe that the majority of us, are actually live around Pittsburgh or maybe live like 20
Right.
miles or less, or 20 miles or less from Pittsburgh. There was one actress who really made it the farthest, and that's Samantha Jordan. I believe she lives in Johnstown, so she came a very, very long way to be part of the film.
It's interesting. As I said again, sometimes we have people on, and they're from Katanning, or they're from and from here. I don't know what it is to you guys, but Katanning's a drive, and Punxsutawney's a drive, and I just didn't know. I figured, once you have so many people involved in the acting, in the creating, in the preparation for movies, I just thought, maybe just maybe somebody was coming. But you know what, Youngstown's a pretty good drive, so that answers that question.
And this whole movie is going to have like a Western PA vibe to it too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, any indie film that's actually made in Pittsburgh, they all have that kind of feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Did you now? You guys
even
got
like speaking of like the vibe of the town too, like even like some bigger budget ones, kind of like Zack and Miri, they filmed it right down in Monroeville, and it had that Western PA vibe to it. So I love when movies film in this area because it feels like home.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And Pittsburgh, that's why I'm really rooting for you guys, because you want to see these areas of entertainment get stronger in the Pittsburgh area. And
absolutely,
everybody knows that you want to make a movie, you go to New York, you go to Los Angeles, you do it. But what?
I was just going to say
go ahead.
Oh, sorry for interrupting, but I just want to say each city should have its own film marketing. Each city should have their own film distribution company, because I mean, New York and Hollywood, they both have gone downhill in like the past 10 years.
It's like the same movies come out every year. It's the remake of a remake, or a sequel of a sequel.
Don't you guys get so fed up with remakes? I mean, come on.
Yes. Like, and they remake good movies that no one asked to be remade.
Right.
No one wants to remake the movies that bombed, that there was a potential good idea there. They want to take all established, franchises or movies and then remake them all. It's depressing.
Because personally, listen, I don't know actors. I didn't grow up around people that did this, but from doing what we're doing, I've met some people. We've had a woman and a guy. The guy is what is he, like a director?
Yeah, he's a director. Yeah,
and his girl is she does acting, things like this. And then also Balls from Elwood. You might recognize the name from the Howard Stern show. He's a good friend of ours, and he is very involved with horror movies. He just he goes to these what are they called, the conventions, and they're really, him and his wife are really into these horror movies. So I'm learning so much just from you guys, and I see that there's there's people that want to do these things, but as you said, it just it doesn't come like for musicians alike. It doesn't come together in Pittsburgh. If it's not a cover song, people in Pittsburgh don't want to give new stuff a chance. It's almost like they hold it against you until you succeed, and then they want to be a part of your celebration, your fun, your success. And that's the vibe I get from Western PA a lot of times. People want to hate on you, and then when you get there, when you do it, then okay, well, yeah, I know, but you see it in everything. I see it with sports. I see it with music, especially. There's so much great talent from the Western Pennsylvania area that comes, with music. It just doesn't.
Oh, we're bursting with talent.
What's that? No, we really are.
We're bursting with talent.
Pittsburgh has a lot of personality. A lot of personality.
And to pick up,
which is why we need to find ways to increase the markets in the city.
Yeah, absolutely.
That way we don't have to depend on the bigger cities like New York.
Absolutely.
LA.
I couldn't agree with you more, Jerry. I really couldn't agree with you more. Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
And like what Jerry was saying, the cities like Pittsburgh and other markets should have their own hub of doing movies. Like if you go back and watch TV shows that are based in an area, I'll take this one, Friday Night Lights. They based a lot of their outside of their main actors. Everyone was local they filmed in Austin, and they had a huge talent pool, and they take people from Austin, and next thing you know, you're seeing them in other projects, and all they had was one or two lines here. Why can't the same thing happen in Pittsburgh, where there's movies and shows filmed in Pittsburgh a lot? Use the local talent acting pool instead of pulling from all across the country. Use local.
I think what the problem is, Mike, it's clicky. Just like anything else, it's clicky. Indie movies in Pittsburgh is just like it is with sports and with music. It's clicky, and that's what the director that we had on the show said. He loves. He's always constantly working on things with his videos, with his movies, and again his old lady. They work together, so it's just the whole thing they got. But the one thing that he says, he goes, we don't fit in with the clique in Pittsburgh. which is unfortunate because that's all we have, because it is such a small,
Mhm.
opposed to a Hollywood or New York or whatever. So there needs to be something, because there's so much, again, as we mentioned earlier, so much talent in the area. I think that it could go a long way. But Western PA, with just this clicky kind of hater kind of personality, I don't know where that came from, but I think we all see that in our everyday life, and it sucks,
True.
But I would be happy. I'd be happy to give you guys any kind of connections that we have for to something bigger to create, because I ultimately want to see that.
Absolutely.
Again, there's no reason that Pittsburgh can't have this kind of stuff. There's no reason.
Exactly.
Again, everybody, Jerry, and Dawn's here today. Wendy, she could not make it. We had Wendy on last time. Everybody remembers that. Again, Oaks Theater, Wednesday night at 310 Allegheny River Boulevard in Oakmont. Get down, or what's the price on this, guys? $10, $7, $20. So get down there, take $20 with you. Check this movie out. Dawn says it's roughly a couple hours, give or take.
It's about an hour.
Not a usual regular movie time length.
Yeah.
Right?
I would say, I was going to say an hour and a half, definitely less than 2 hours.
Okay. And that's what people dig nowadays. You know what I mean? Almost like if a movie's 2 hours, it's like, oh, yeah.
I'm tired of going to a 3-hour movie. Give me an hour and a half, hour and 45. The perfect time for me to tell your story right there.
Like, remember when we were kids, guys? They came out with the Titanic, and that movie's still going. It hasn't ended yet.
It's 3 hours plus, baby.
Oh, that movie.
3 hours and 15 minutes.
Intermission.
Yep.
You know what I used to do? I kid you not, because this movie was so long. I used to imagine when I was at work and it was the afternoon and I couldn't wait for the day to end. I'd be like, all right, if I started Titanic right now, when it was over, I would be done. Just kind of those mental things to do with yourself at work. And that was always one of the longest movies I've ever seen in my life. Mike, what do you got, man? You got any questions for our guests?
Just real quick, I don't think we even asked for a quick overview of what the movie was. We just went in talking about the movie in the process. But yeah, what's Carver House about? It's like the overall. This is a basic plot point.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to spoil too much too much. But it's about a group of people who are part of a paranormal investigation group, and they're reading a case about a certain ghost that's haunting a certain place, and what they do is they go to the place to investigate, to check it out, and try to make all the necessary reports they need on it. And while doing that, they end up running into some witches, and the witches try to give them warnings about the place, but they refuse to heed it, and then a whole bunch of disastrous incidents occur. Dawn, do you think that's an accurate description?
I think that's perfect.
No, that was a great description. I mean, as far as Mike, the way he laid it out, that pretty much tells you what it is. I like it.
I like it.
I didn't want to spoil too much.
Yeah.
On our sites, on Mike, at some point, maybe on the website, get the trailer up at least over there.
Oh, I'll put some stuff up over there. And real quick, I was just checking out the ticket prices. There's the $100 VIP pass. There's the $50 family bundle. So if you want to.
Does that $100 VIP pass guarantee that I don't have to sit by Mike?
Yes, it does.
Because I'm in. I'm very interested in this.
But yeah. So
if not in
everyone listening, check it out.
Absolutely. If not in Oakmont, maybe somewhere else that we will catch us. Because I said, if I wasn't busy this one day, I swear to you, I would be up there. I really would. I'm very excited about this. I'm very excited for you guys. Again, the Carver House. Finally, it's coming out, guys. I've been waiting for it. A lot of people in the show, they remember Dawn and Wendy from last time. They'll be ready for it. 7:00 Wednesday evening, 310 Allegheny River Boulevard in Oakmont. This is at the Oaks Theater, everybody.
Yeah.
Go check it out.
Check it out.
Carver House. I got Dawn. I got Jerry. Guys, do you guys have any questions for us or anything else that you would like us to put out there?
No, thank you so much for having us.
Oh, always.
Yeah, it's an honor to be here.
We appreciate you guys.
We thank you guys for coming on. We really do appreciate it as well.
Absolutely. We're going to start putting posters up. I'm going to start getting that stuff up tonight. Also, Mike, as I said, we're going to get your trailer up on the website. We're also going to get your trailer up on the Facebook page. So anything that I do kind of get updated as far as that, I will certainly let you guys know via the thread that we are all involved in. That way, you guys know what's going on as well. And then keep us in the loop too. Let us know how everything goes. Let us know how how the premiere goes, and everything. We want to know, because again, the more we talk about it, the more people could hear, and I want to get people up there, guys.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Well, hey, we do thank you so much for coming on. Guys, were great to talk to. Dawn, always great to talk to you. Next time, Dawn, you're coming on, and we're going to do tarot cards, because I think we spoke about this briefly last time, but I really have to know a lot of. I have to know some bad things that are going to happen to Mike. So I'll need you to be on again sometime. We will stay in contact.
So mean to me.
Absolutely. Let me know when, because we're just getting the team up and started as well.
Okay.
So I was just talking to Wendy about that tonight, about when coming back on, as far as just getting the team on. And so, yeah, let me know.
Awesome. Definitely, Wendy. Jerry, great to meet you, my man.
Likewise.
You guys are very, very insightful. I learned a lot about this movie. Again, everybody, Dawn, one more time, say the website or the place you could find everything at.
It's at www.sigtastic.com, and you can get the tickets there. You can get the merchandise there. And you can just look and see what he has as far as packages for Wednesday, the 18th at 7 p.m.
There you go. Everybody go check it out. I encourage everybody to see this. Like I said, if I wasn't busy, I'd be there. I'm pissed. I'm pissed at myself because
Thank you for having me.
I'd like to get up there with you guys. You know what I mean? I like to get up there and meet these guys and do that.
Oh, likewise.
Keep us, like I said, keep us in the loop, because the more yins do, there's eventually going to become something open our way, and I'm going to get out there. I swear to you.
Oh, absolutely.
I swear.
Absolutely.
But again,
yeah. I'd like to say to Mike and Ryan, if you would like to allow me to return to this podcast anytime soon, just let me know.
Absolutely.
Yes, always. Yeah.
Absolutely. And as I said, we kind of shut down the interviews for a while, but you know what? I missed
the interviews. Yeah,
I missed the interviews. That's a whole element.
You guys are welcome back anytime.
Thank you.
Absolutely, everybody. Oaks Theater, Wednesday night, the 18th of October, 310 Allegheny River Boulevard in Oakmont. Mike, that's not even that far.
No, it's not.
But yes, I will see this. Everybody go check it out. Again, the Carver House. One more time, Jerry, your last name?
Pietrella.
I always mess up last names.
It's okay.
Dawn, say your last name.
I should be used to it by now.
My stage name is Dawn Laurie.
Dawn Laurie. Okay, there you go, everybody. Dawn Laurie, Jerry Pietrella. Wendy, of course, is a friend of the show. Wendy Dunham, she's a friend. Tell Wendy we all said hi. Tell her we're pulling through for you guys. We wish these guys all the luck in the world. We're going to keep paying attention to what's going on with the Carver House, everybody. The Carver House. Again, Jerry, Dawn, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Very welcome. It's an honor to be here.
Always, guys. Always welcome. Have a great premiere. Stay safe. We'll be talking to you soon. All right.
Good. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
All right. Absolutely.
Bye.
Thank you, guys. Everybody, for the two Dum Yinzers, Dawn, Jerry, Mike, myself, have a great day. Get up to the Oaks Theater Wednesday night. Get up there.
Yeah.
See you next time.
Go see it.
See ya.
See you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.